All right, pull-up time. Let's see how many I can get done. Slow, controlled pull-ups.
For the last couple years, I've been focused on getting after it, and I don't know, pushing myself to different levels. So what I mean by that, well, I mean, like everyone else during the pandemic, everyone was affected, right? Like everyone kind of just sitting around, not doing too much with the lockdowns and things like that. And like a lot of people, I was affected massively by it, like mentally. And and so at the time, I was really just lifting and doing jujitsu. Like I'm a jujitsu guy, so I was doing that for a while. And then the pandemic hit and lockdowns, and I wasn't able to obviously do jujitsu, so that really messed with me. And I was also going through a divorce and a separation at the same time, and lost my, like, going through that process of like finances and all that kind of stuff, everything kind of happening all at the same time. And during that time, I was like super depressed, like meant
make you feel good that you are a tough individual. Like this is something extremely hard, and you do it. Like you should find pride in that, man. Like, so that's how I see it when I see DNFing as a high probability. But at the same time, like you can't control the factor, man. Like it's confidence, no matter what, confidence that you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like
it's kind of like not many people finish, but like you're one of the few people that can finish the race. I guess it like brings out the confidence.
Yeah, and like I said, control your mind and you control the outcome. Everything else is variables you can't decide, you can't control, man. So why bother? Obviously it's just bad for your health, stressing. So have fun with it. Like, puts a smile on my face that it's gonna be hard. Like, fuck yeah, man, this is gonna be sick. Like when you were running your 100-miler the other week or the other month, actually, like, dude, I had this smile on my face the whole like when you were struggling, this was a smile I had. I was like, yes, dude. Like when you're like, yeah, man, I gotta sleep again. Like this is getting tough. I'm like, dude, I don't care. Like it's like watching an action movie to me. When you're like struggling, when we were talking during your 100, it was like watching an action movie to me. Like I love that you kept like just hitting the ground and you're just like, fuck, man, I'm tired. Oh, I gotta sleep. Oh, it's happening. I loved it because I love watching you conquer that every single time and never stopping. Like that gives me chills right now, man. Like I love hearing that kind of stuff. Like that's cool. Like
but during that 100, I did kind of give in. I took 2 6-hour naps during that one.
All
it
right.
was the night times. Like I struggled with the night time, so I just like slept from 2 a.m. to like 7 a.m. and then continued on.
But you did it. Like I don't even care, man. I don't even care how that goes. Like I don't care how long it takes people. Like you did it because the other option was DNFing. So did you finish or not? No, you finished.
It was my own. I wouldn't really DNF because it was like something I set out for myself. It wasn't really like a race.
Yeah.
So like just to see if I could do the distance because I've never done the distance.
Yeah. So it's cool. Like I loved it. Like it was cool. That makes it even better. Like that makes it even better that it wasn't a race and that you just did it because you wanted to do it. Like I think that's so much cooler for people to go do. Like I didn't have to go do this, but I did it because I wanted to. Like it makes it even cooler, man. Like it's awesome because you had so many reasons to just not finish, like, or to just be like, I'll do it another day. Like so many put it off, but instead you decided to go do it and you decided to finish it. Like that should give you the utmost confidence that like you are so mentally strong right there to do something that you didn't have to do.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've been trying to get that 100-mile distance for years now, and just like that week, it was like I heard about a bunch of other people getting their 100-mile distances, and like I got like I was like, okay, I got to do it this week. I need that distance, and I decided to just do it that Saturday or Friday, and like go for it. Because I've been trying. I've been like mentally, I've wanted that 100-mile distance ever since I started running with like David Goggins and stuff. But so I was like, I just want to get that distance, however long it takes. And I picked something hard too, because like with all that climbing.
Oh yeah, man. It was good, man. Like, why not? Like, be proud of that. Be happy of that. Like, who cares about the naps, man? Like, don't even bring that up. Like, that's just like downplaying your own like physical feat that you were able to accomplish. Like, don't downplay.
Well, it could be downplaying, or it could be like humbleness, I guess.
Yeah, nah, fuck it, man. Like, you did it, man. You did it. Like, who cares? Like, people, you know, like that's the beauty about ultra running, man. Like, nobody asks, like, oh, how fast you do it in. Like, don't care, man. I ran 250 miles, like Cocodona. Like, oh, how fast you do it though? It's like, don't care. Like, I did it, you know.
That's true, yeah.
Let's leave the time trials to Usain Bolt. Like, how fast he run the, you know, like, did it, man, is like, it's what's important, man. We focus too much. We focus again, like when you sign up for that 100-miler versus like the 5K, like we focus too much on the details, and we start like what we started on. It dials back, man. Like, we're overthinking. Like, miler, and oh, should I hit the sign up button? Like, what if this goes on? Can I do it? What if this? What if this? Like, that's confidence. You're not having confidence in yourself, and you're overthinking. You don't do that when you do a 5K. Why? It's because you have confidence you can do it. Just have confidence in yourself that you can do it. Stop overthinking the variables. And same thing with, you know, the minor details that we overthink. With the naps and everything, you're overthinking it. Like, who cares? Those are minor details. It's did you not, like, that's all that matters. Like, our big thing again with like MMA, I like to revert, like, it taught me a lot of life lessons. When you look up someone's fight record, it says win or loss. It doesn't say I lost, but I had like a torn meniscus starting the fight. Like, I went into one fight the fight that I broke my arm, I had a partially torn meniscus in my right knee. No, my left knee, sorry, from like a month before. I lost my first fight, and it was a battle, absolute war. I partially tore my left meniscus. A month later, 3 or 4 weeks later, I signed up I had another title fight coming up in Washington, and I ended up winning. But had I lost, there wouldn't have been an asterisk next to it that said, well, he had a really tough war 4 weeks before and partially torn his meniscus. It's a win or loss. There's no explanation. Like, those are minor details that nobody cares about. Did you win or did you lose? Did you finish? Win. And that's all that matters, is someone finishes. And I think that's how I like to look at things. I don't care about the minor details. Like, all I care is that somebody made it to the other side. Like, they set out to do what they said they were going to do. And that's all that matters. Some people care about time. Some people care about like every little minor detail, and that's cool, man. That's cool for them. But for me, I take life easy and I don't take things serious. And that's my approach, man. I'm a happy person because of it, and I'm going to stick that way. Like, you know, overstressing minor is just bad for your health.
But you'd think, like, in like MMA and stuff, if you're always winning, then you should, like, you don't want to always be winning, right? Because you want to put yourself in situations where people are better than you so that you can grow, right? Like, you don't always want to like be the best person in your group of people, or like you want to surround yourself with people who are better, right?
Yeah. So the big thing would be like, you always want to win the fight. Like, but in training, it's like, there's always the saying, you never want to be the best person in the gym. And that's where that would come in. Like, I want to go to practice and I want to lose every day. I want to lose every day in practice. One, that makes me extremely humble. And two, when I get to the fight, every fight I had, I finished. And I was like, wow, that was a lot easier than I thought. Because the people who I trained with were so much better than me that they killed me every day. And like, that was the fights I lost. I've lost so many in the gym. But when it came to the cage, like, I didn't really lose. And that one that I did lose was like, I was way out of my league. It's like what you said. I challenged myself. Like, I was pretty confident. And, you know, some say I could have won that one based off decision. But again, there's no asterisks next to it of like, well, some people thought he won. Like, it's a win or lose, man. I lost. Like, but I definitely stepped up to somebody who was undefeated and was way out of my league. And I gave him a hell of a run. Like, that is what it is. Yeah, just keep pushing yourself, man. Always. I'm always going to want to win, but I'm going to train with the best. So I'm ready.
So like practice wise, train with people who are better than you, so that during a game or during like a fight, you're like prepared. More
like,
prepared.
Yeah, and like there's plenty of people around the whole business that they would purposely. I mean, boxing is a huge example. Like they take the worst fights, like they purposely pad their records so they look really well, and that's a way for marketing and with other promotions to build up. Like the UFC sees you and you're 14-0 with all knockouts or submissions. It's like, oh, you look really good on paper, but like you fought a bunch of bums.
Is that how it's going with like that social media person, Jake Paul, I think?
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like he has fought some big names, but like they're kind of on their way out. They're not really at their pinnacle. Like, and he's just patting a record. But I mean, he doesn't really have a record. He's like 3-0 or something like that. So it's like not really a record. You get boxers who would never take those fights because they're too risky. Like you want like with us in our gym, like we always wanted to fight the best people, and it was probably the demise of our career. Like a lot of us could have probably got a lot further had we taken easier fights. But like my buddy Alex, like he was unreal. Like he 100% should have gone to the UFC. And there's guys who he fought who ended up going to the UFC, and he beat them. Like I watched him just throw these people around, and they ended up going to the UFC. But the difference was they padded their records and slowly built their way up till they got signed. He took hardest of the hardest fights, his second pro fight in, like, and he lost. But it's because he fought somebody who was, way better than him at the time. Like he should have took his time to fight him. Like it's just how it goes, man. A lot of people pad their records and build it up fake, and yeah. So when it comes to training in the gym, man, like I don't know, man, train with the hardest people. So when you're ready, like you're not taking easy fights, but like you're ready for that level of competition.
Yeah. So were you professional or was it professional?
I signed for professional and then just was waiting for fights. I want to go back and complete that, but yeah. So Thailand or somewhere would be fun.
Yeah. Anything else you have planned for your future, or are you just taking it day by day?
Nah, just taking it day by day. Got a lot of work coming up soon. Got Montana soon, and then hopefully no surgery on my foot. Hopefully my foot will heal fine. Yeah, man, it's been wild. So
yeah, it's just following you is pretty inspiring. I'll always be inspired.
Oh shoot. Okay, that's perfect timing. I think I have another call right now. I completely forgot about
that. All right. Let's do it.
Forgot about that. I just saw a reminder. Like, oh shoot.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I appreciate you too, man. Later.
All right. Take care.
It's kind of like a close group, and that's what I want. And that'll get me like my watch time. I want them to be able to. It's 3 videos up, and they're 7 minutes, so they can probably tell me everything that's in this one video, compared to if I just push out a lot of stuff.
If you remember that and you remind yourself of that, it can make it a little bit easier, right? It's not easy. There's no secret that it's not easy. But if you remind yourself that you've done it before, then you can see or even make up a light at the end of the tunnel that may not even really be there in the real world, right? But sometimes you need that to find the real one in the real world. Yeah, when you've got a podcast set up with all these lights and the newest camera and a mic in your face, and in a year and a half from now, you're gonna remember this podcast, and you're like, man, people used to call me and cut me off, and I used to sit in my car, and it's a process, right? You gotta, like, we all didn't know how to walk at some point. But yeah, I mean, it's way easier said than done, right? It's trying to trick yourself when it is actually not going well, that maybe it'll change.
Yeah, Fitz.
also trying to train for the heat because I have a race coming up. I gotta get
Nice.
to
Right.
humidity.
One minute.